Namaste, everyone. As usual, let's begin by quietening the mind and relaxing the body. Make sure you're seated comfortably. Close your eyes and observe within yourself. Take a slow, deep breath in. Feel the belly come out, chest expand, and as you exhale, feel the muscles loosen and the mind relax. Our usual disclaimer: when you attend this session, you do so with the understanding that you're responsible for your own well-being. Life in Yoga and those of us who lead these sessions don't take responsibility towards the outcome of your participation here. So please exercise caution in whatever you do and make sure you follow the rule of yoga that there cannot be any strain whatsoever in what you do. Everything should be done with such light effort whereby you can have meditative focus in what you're doing. Keeping that in mind, now, before we begin, just a point of note. We do the special session on Sundays, the invocation-based meditation. However, today, because it had been announced that we will do it as something that will be to facilitate people who are new to join our regular session, we'll be doing a little more slower, but in the end we will catch up with things as we go along, right? So it'll be a little different today. So first, let's establish the group consciousness. Close your eyes and think of everyone who are in this group as within yourself. And take a slow, deep breath in, and we will begin the first of 3 Oms. Now, we can begin today with the alternate nostril breathing. You inhale from the left nostril and exhale through the right in slow pace. Inhale from the right and exhale from the left in the second breath. So as you do this with visualization. When you inhale from the left nostril, visualize the awareness cross over to the right side under the right eye and curve like a bow. And once you complete the full inhalation, the awareness should be right at the top of the middle of the forehead at the hairline. When you exhale through the right nostril, you visualize the awareness come like a bow from the other side and go out of the right nostril. And then when you inhale from the right nostril, again the awareness going there, exhale going out this way. Continue. Observe how the mind has become relaxed with about 8 breaths or so of this alternate nostril breathing done in a slow way. Continue to keep your eyes closed except when you want to see what is happening to see me. Otherwise, keep the eyes closed. So we'll begin first with the spinal alignment and joint mobility exercises. So let's start with the neck exercises. We go down the spine. And why do we do this? Because the spine and the brain constitute the central nervous system. And when the central nervous system connects into all the peripheral nerves in the body that sense the need of blood flow and vitality in each part of the body, and the brain directs the pumping of the heart and the breathing by which you get the oxygen wherever it needs to go. So the spinal alignment and the spinal stimulation is very important along with the brain. Of course, when we do the alternate nostril breathing, we have stimulated the brain. Now we want to do the entire spine. So we'll begin with the uppermost part of the spine is the neck. As you exhale, gently tilt the head, bringing one ear towards one shoulder, and inhale, slowly come back. Exhale, tilt towards the other shoulder, inhale, come back, and continue. Last exhalation. Inhale, come back. Now, as we exhale, we turn the head and look over one shoulder. Inhale, come back. Exhale, look over the other shoulder. Inhale, come back, and continue. Last exhalation. Inhale, come back. Now, take a deep breath in, pull back the neck, taking the head backward, and try to stretch out the neck backward. And as you exhale, bring the chin downward, but making sure the neck is stretched and pulled backward. So inhale, go back. Stretch out the neck as you exhale and bring the chin down towards the chest. Inhale back. Stretch out the neck as you exhale and chin downward. One last time. Inhale back. Stretch out the neck, pull it back in, chin downward. Now we go 360 degrees around the neck. Inhale, half a circle. Exhale, complete the circle. All of these exercises are there in the book. So those of you who don't know that we have the book, I can, at the end of the session, I can give you the Amazon link if you would like to get a copy of the book. Last inhalation and last exhalation in this direction. And now we go reverse direction. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now we can go on to our shoulder exercises. From the neck spine, the cervical spine, the junction from there to the thoracic spine is where the nerves connect into the shoulder and the arms. So we do the shoulder rotations. Inhale, lift up the shoulders. Exhale, rotate it back and bring it down. We only do the backward rotation like this. And people often ask the question, why not forward rotation? This is because habitually, all of us, whatever work we are doing, whether it is on a computer on a desk, or it is anything else that you're doing, whether it is cooking, whether brushing your teeth, or whether attending to anything, if you're playing a game of golf, everywhere in every activity, people tend to have their neck coming downwards and the shoulder coming down. And this actually creates a situation where for elderly, as people age, the two weakest points in the spine are the neck area, the cervical area, and the lumbar area because of the way they bend and look forward. And what does the weakness do? The weakness results in the soft gel-like car of the disc that is there between each bone of the vertebral column. There, the disc tends to pop out, and that creates pain, discomfort. So when we do it rolling back like this, we are actually helping to correct the posture. And same way as you noticed, when we did the neck exercises, we stretched out the neck and we brought the chin down so that we don't come down, because if we come further down, it will create a strain on the disc over there. Now let's go on to the next shoulder exercise. See, when we moved this way, we created loosening of these areas. But there is a lot more you can do in the neck, and there are some exercises that are critical to prevent injury in the joint mobility. So now let's bring the hands to the chest. And as you inhale, stretch up straight as much as you can, pull back the shoulders, and as you exhale, slowly bring the hands back to the starting position. Inhale, pull back, and exhale. Observe how you're using other parts of the shoulder area that you were not using with the previous shoulder rotation. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now we'll exercise still a different part. Make a fist, bring the elbows in line with the shoulders and bend at the wrist to make it come right into the chest. And as you inhale, open out the palms perpendicular to the forearms, stretch out the fingers. And as you complete the inhalation, pull back the shoulders as far back as you can. And when you're ready to exhale, make a fist again, bend at the wrist, and bring the fist all the way into the chest. Let's continue. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Elbows in line with the shoulders, fists below the chin. As you inhale, go around the wrist, open out the palms as wide as possible. And as you exhale, make the fist and bring it in again. Why are we doing this practice? This practice is less about the shoulders and it is more about the wrist, the finger joints of the phalanges and the elbows. So these are all the joints we are stimulating. Inhale and exhale. Those of you who have been doing our practices for a long time, you know that we may not be doing all the practices the way in which we are doing right now. Here we are explaining the entire spinal stimulation and the joint mobilization concept. As you complete the exhalation, now let's go reverse. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. So, because when we do our practices within our time limit that we have of the 90 minutes, we sometimes combine other practices like Ujjayi Pranayam with some of the spinal exercises, right? And the joint mobility exercises. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now you can see we have covered up to this area, but we have not completed everything. What it is we want to make sure the upper thoracic region gets better stimulated and the sides. Now we are getting into the thoracic region. We completed the neck and the junction point. Now we are going to get into the main back, the thoracic region. So here, interlock the fingers and bring it behind your back. But don't bring it the way that most of you are doing. Don't cup the palm behind the back, but instead turn it around. And many of you will not be able to bring your knuckles behind your head, but rather you may even be able to bring your little finger behind your neck. That is good. But if you can bring your knuckles behind, it's even better. And you can observe the moment you do that, you're forced to pull back the shoulders and you get better alignment of the spine. Take a slow, deep breath in. And as you exhale, twist to one side, inhale, come back. Exhale, twist the other side, inhale, come back. The reason why I don't try to count or prompt after we do the first one is, you have to do it in a relaxed manner. Some people exhale, their breath is a little slower than others. So if they want to take a little bit longer time, that is okay. Each in their own zone of comfort. Last exhalation, inhale, come back. Now, we have stimulated the thoracic region, twisting left and right. But there is another element of the spine. If you get hold of the elbows behind the head, and as you exhale, pull on one elbow, we are doing more things here. We are stretching out this part, the shoulder blade area, but as you continue to stretch a little bit more, you're pulling all the way from the hips and you're stimulating the overall spine from the hips. Inhale, come back, and as you exhale, pull on the other side. Continue. This exercise is particularly important for the shoulder blade because as people age, with all the work you have been doing with your hands, lot of older people, they begin to get stiffness of the shoulders, and sometimes the connective tissues can break. And then, of course, from allopathic medicine, they will say you need surgery and things like that. And so this is a way whereby you keep the shoulder blade and the muscles of the shoulders well lubricated with enough blood flow of the muscles over there in the connective tissues, so that you prevent the potential or minimize the potential for any unforeseen or undesired event for your shoulders. This is a very important exercise as you age. Now, the other collateral impact is right on the hips. If you stretch properly, you will feel the lifting of the hips. You will feel it all the way in the sacroiliac joint. Last exhalation and inhale, come back. Now that we have done this, there are many more exercises. Now we will go lower down on the spine. So when we are doing lower down on the spine, there are many ways in which you can do. Now you can bring your hands behind your back with the elbows and you can twist left and right. But that is relatively less effective than another exercise which we have been doing. And one of the things is When we only work with breath and awareness, the impact is quite significant. But if we add a sound in order to that, it becomes more powerful. But when you do the sound, we need to be very careful that the spine is straight. When the spine is twisting like that, if you do sound exercises, it will disturb the vibration. You don't want to do when you're twisting this way or whatever. But if you keep the spine straight and you move to the left and right and you do the sound, it is very effective, more effective than simply doing with breath. So you can keep your hands in the lowermost hips. We will do both ways and you can see the difference. Actually, not the lowermost ribs. Keep your hands behind the lowermost ribs. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, slowly turn the head and spine to the right. Observe how far you can go, and inhale, come back. Exhale, look to the other side, see how far you can go, and inhale, come back. Now what we will do is we will do with the sound ah as we exhale. Take a deep breath in. Ah. Inhale, come back. Exhale, turn. Ah. Inhale, come back. All of you here, at least most of you, should be able to feel the moment you do the sound ah as you exhale, the stretch is a little more, you can do a little bit more, and it is a little bit more intense. Now, when you do it this way, it is pretty safe because you're holding your lowermost ribs. You're unlikely to overstretch. There's another way in which you can take your stretching to a higher limit, but here you have to be extremely careful. You should not stretch to the point of hurting yourself. You have to be very careful not to overstretch. You can do the same thing. You can keep your hands stretched out. And as you exhale, let's do together. Ah. In the same direction, we'll do one more breath. So second breath. Ah. Inhale, come back to the middle. Now we will go to the left side. Ah. Second time. Ah. Notice throughout the spine is straight, it is only twisting left and right. Now, if you didn't have a chance to observe how you're feeling within, observe now in the last round that we will do how not only the upper spine, that is the thoracic segment and the shoulders, the sides, but even the hips, all of them get stimulated by this exercise. So now this third session, what we will do is we will do it 3 times in each direction. So take a deep breath in to the right. Now inhale, come back to the starting position, and we will do 3 times on the other side. Inhale, come back. Now we will do the backward bend. Now the backward bend we will do with the sound ah. when we do the backward bend, even though we are bending the spine like that, it is still straight. The vitality communication does not deviate out of the center, so it is safe to do with A. So you can place your hand behind or by the side of your buttocks or behind you, and as you inhale, stretch the back with the sound. As you exhale, do the sound Ah. You can do a second time. And the last time. Chin to the chest. Now, when we do the chin to the chest, we are actually going to prevent the direct flow going up. But what happens is the sound ma, sound, that actually opens out the brain. And that is why we do Brahmari and things often. So here it is to stimulate the spine. So take a deep breath in, pull back the neck and bring the chin down, and we will do as we exhale, we will do the humming sound. We'll do it 2 more times and observe how you feel along the spine, going from below, from the back, going up. Observe how it feels. Take another deep breath in. Last time. Now we are ready to go further down to work lower in the hip area, and remember the spine goes below the hip into the sacrum and the coccyx area. So we want to work there as well. And we also want to work on the mobility of your knee joints, your hip joints, knee joints, and your ankles too. So now you can cross one leg over the other. When you cross one leg over the other, you can immediately see that the side where you're pulling up, that hip is going to be stimulated. But observe very carefully within how it happens. We'll focus at the perineum. The perineum is the space between the genital and the anus area. That is, you were like squeezing your buttocks. If you squeeze, you can feel where you get the sensation. So here, squeezing in the buttocks, we are in that area, we do the sound lum. When we do the sound lum, actually before we do the sound lum, let's do without any sound. We will pull as we exhale, right? So take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, pull the knee towards the opposite shoulder and turn the head the other way. So take a deep breath in, just pull and turn the head the other way. Observe how much you feel from your hip, along the thighs, the knee, the shoulder, the twisting, the neck. Observe how you feel. And as you inhale, relax, but keep the leg that way. Now we will do with the sound lum and see how much more intense it becomes and how much more relaxed it feels to the joints and the leg. So take a deep breath in. Lum. You can literally feel the vibrations moving all through those body parts. Let's do one more time. Lum. One last time. Pull a little further. Lum. Now let's cross over the other leg. So the same thing we do, we can go straight to lam, pull, lam. Again, lam. One more time, lam. One last time, lam. Now you can see that we have to some degree loosen the hips and that area, but that's not complete. We need to go a little bit more. But anytime you have pulled like this, just close your eyes and you will feel there is a slight dislocation that has happened within you. The brain has become stimulated, where the brain is trying to understand the sideward twist that you have created. So if you're sensitive, you'll notice it. So what we will do now is we'll visualize the sound Om coming from the bottommost part of the spine, going along the spine and coming to the back and then going out of the top of the head. So we will do the sound Om 3 times and see how the brain, the head begins to feel even more very calm. So let's take a deep breath in. So those of you who have been practicing for a while, you should have been able to feel that there is a certain calmness of peace that is coming to the brain, the whole system, that was not there once you did the twisting, because you put that effort in. So now that we have done it, now we are in the position to go on to the next area of the spinal stimulation. And what is the next area of the spinal stimulation? And of course, the joints of the knees and the ankles. We can do many more things, but today, because we are in the demonstrative mode, we'll add the few exercises. What we can do is we can do like the cycling mode. Inhale, bring the right leg into you, and as you exhale, straighten up, lift up the leg, and as you exhale, bring it down. Then the left leg. Inhale in, exhale up and come down. It's usually good to do about 16 breaths as minimally. By the time you do that, some of you may feel your knees cracking. When you do this exercise, there is a way to stimulate the ankle joint and this together. When you inhale and bring the knee in, pull back the toes towards you. When you exhale, point out the toes and bring it down. Inhale and point out the toes and bring it down. Now, in this exercise, the ankles did not get full rotation. So what you can do is, you can hold under your knee and You can rotate both the knee and the ankles together. You can go like this. Inhale and exhale. Observe the knee as well as the ankles are getting the mobilization. Now let's go on to the other leg. Normally when we do this, we should do it in both directions, but since this is demonstrative, I'm doing it in one direction. Normally we would want to do on the other direction also, right? So now we have seen how we have been able to work along the spine and go all the way through the joints and the legs and all of that. Now commonly the important element is we need to balance the spine completely, and one of the weak points is the hip region for a lot of people. So this is an area that needs a little bit more stimulation, and that is why we normally stand up and do the exercises to balance out the entire spine. So those of you who don't have good balance, you can remain seated and do the same thing. And the other thing we do is for the lumbar region. I mentioned to you the neck and the lumbar region are the weakest parts of the system because of how people have behaviorally gone about. So bring your hands to the hips behind you, and as you inhale, and keep the feet shoulder width apart or slightly wider inside of the feet parallel to each other. And whether you're seated or standing, inhale, push on one hand and make a backward arch tilted in the direction where you're pushing the hand. Exhale, come back up. Inhale, push on to the other side. Exhale, come back up. And you can observe here, the main target of this exercise is the lumbar area. And you will find for people who have weakness in the lumbar area, this exercise cannot be avoided. In the Hatha Yoga system, there is one practice called Shalabhasana. That is what they do. But all of that is more work, and it can be difficult for people as they age. So here, this is a simple way to achieve the same objective. Observe how you feel the stimulation in the lumbar area. By going sideways, what happens is any tendency for dislodging of the discs in that area, even before they have dislodged any tendency, that gets limited. Once they have dislodged, it is difficult to correct. But if there is a tendency to dislodge for the disc, when you do these practices daily, you will find that you will not get a disc prolapse. Of course, I should also mention that the key reason when people get disc prolapse is that area is weak and they do a forward bend. So while this will strengthen, we can never ever be 100% sure if you do a forward bend what will happen to you. Normally it is good to do this for 20 to 30 breaths. That gives it enough stimulation in that area. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now we get hold of the elbows behind the back. Now we will do a straight backward bend Inhale, lift up the chin, pull back the shoulders, keeping your balance. Only go as far back as is comfortable for you. Observe the stretch you feel along the spine. Observe the lumbar area. Observe the thoracic region. Observe the cervical region in the neck. And observe all of them are being stretched backward. Inhale and exhale. Now, of course, if you wanted to be in this position and do any sound vibration that is helpful, you're welcome to do that. But what happens is, in this position, because you're static and you're observing, it's a lot more difficult to do it. It's usually good to keep this for 10 to 20 breaths. You can also feel not only the alignment of the spine, but also the shoulders. Take a deep breath in, go a little bit further back, and as you exhale, slowly come up. Continue to keep the chin up and shoulder pulled back. And as you exhale, lean forward from the hips. When you lean forward from the hips, particularly notice the lumbar region does not bend. The whole back from the lumbar region stays straight. No bending of the lumbar region. With each exhalation, as you try to come forward a little bit, observe the stretch you feel from the soles of the feet to the hips. Take another slow, deep breath in. And as you exhale, we do this for about 20 breaths. And as you do the 20 breaths, you will find the hips begin to relax a little bit more, and we can come down. Be very vigilant of your lumbar area. Don't let it bend. Take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, release the hand and bring it down towards the floor. Once again, make sure the lumbar area does not bend. Now, you can hold your leg wherever it will reach. And we are going to pull down. But when you pull down, we may not bend the lumbar area. So what will happen is, automatically your knee will bend a little. You will find, I'll give you the sideward profile. You're like this. As you're pulling and coming down, if you bend the knee a little bit to come down, you will find the lumbar area will not bend. And come down as much as you can. The lumbar area is stretched, the hip is stretched. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, bring the head in between the knees and inhale, come back up. Now, you can observe how in this practice, the entire spine from top to bottom, they all got balanced. Now, of course, typically what we do is, because we don't do the other exercises related to the ankle and knees, we do the inhaling going down and hip around the hip and all of that. But all of that we have already accomplished in that other exercise, right? So now please take a seat. And after we have done this now, close your eyes and we are ready for our Bhastrika Pranayama. The Bhastrika Pranayama is full deep breathing. Why is this important at this juncture? Close your eyes and observe. The entire spine has been stimulated from the feet to the head, including the brain. The brain is relaxed and stimulated. Now, this is the pathway of the main pathway of the nervous system. So now, If we do deep breathing, we are going to stimulate more energy for the nervous system, which means you will feel increased vitality. So let's go on. Pull back the shoulders. Actually, when we do the Bhastrika Pranayam is simply deep breathing. Belly coming out as the lower lung breathes, the rib cage expanding as the middle lung breathes, and the shoulder pulling back as the upper lung breathes. So and as you exhale, all three contract. So to kind of simulate or kind of help that stimulate that movement, we can use the hand. So pull back the shoulders, which means, and you inhale completely, belly is out, chest is expanded, shoulder pulled back, and exhale. Inhale, pull back. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 3. Exhale. 4. Exhale. 5. Exhale. 6. Exhale. 7. Exhale. 8. Exhale. 9. Exhale. 10. Exhale. 11. Exhale. 12. Exhale. 30. Exhale. 40. Exhale. 50. Exhale. 60. Exhale. 70. Exhale. 80. Exhale. 90. Exhale. 20. Exhale. Close your eyes and observe within how you feel. It feels calm and composed within yourself. Now we will go on to our special practice that we do for today, which is the affirmation-based meditation. The invocation of the spirits. So make sure you're seated comfortably. We'll begin with the chakra vibration. So bring your awareness to the perineum. The perineum is again the same place where we were squeezing and doing lum, that is between the genital and the anus area, and we squeeze the buttocks to focus there, and pressing on the little finger of the thumb with the middle of the palm focused towards the perineum, we do the sound lum. Close your eyes, focus there, take a deep breath in. Lum. All of you should be joining and doing this audibly within yourself. So continue. Lum. Lum. Release the fingers. Continue. Last time. We'll be going to 6 more points along the middle of the body, right from above the perineum, going up to the top of the head. And at each point, we will vibrate a different sound and we'll try to squeeze in that area. Now, observe as you're vibrating in that point like you did Lam. After a while, the vibration started moving upward. That is what we are seeking to. That is what is called, once that point clears, the chakra clears, you feel the vibration going up. So now, let's focus 1 inch above the perineum, and this is behind the place where you urinate in front of the sacrum bone. Here we do the sound VUM, pressing on the ring finger with the thumb, and again the middle of the palm facing towards that area in the middle of the body. VUM. 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 Release the finger, continue. VUM. 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 Vam. 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 Last time. Vam. Now bring the awareness behind the navel in the middle of the body. And as you draw in at the navel, we do the sound rum, pressing on the middle finger with the thumb, and again the middle of the palm facing towards the point behind the navel.
Rum.
Rum. Rum.
Rum.
Rum. Rum. Rum. Rum. Release the fingers and continue. Rum. 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 Now bring the awareness in between the breasts and the middle of the body. Literally, it is in between the nipples and the breasts, right in the middle of the body. And that is where focusing, we do the sound yum, pressing on the index finger with the thumb and the palm facing inward towards that point. Take a deep breath in. Yum. 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 Release the hand. Continue. Yum. Yum. Somebody is not doing forcefully within. I'm not the person who is supposed to be doing it. Everybody should be doing it together. Focus inward. Do. Yum. Much better. Continue. Yum. Whoever was not doing it, you can feel the difference when you do it. You have to do the yum. Take a deep breath in again. Yum. 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 Last time. Yum. Bring the awareness to the throat, and here we will do hum. Please realize the chakra vibration is not a listening exercise and visualization exercise. It is an active vocalization exercise. You have to make the sound. So here we do the sound hum. When we do the sound hum, keep the thumbs up with a loose fist. The loose fist will look like this. Don't close the fist like this. So take a deep breath in. Hum. Release the hand. Hum. Hum. When everybody do it together, then in which case you can feel it clearing faster. One last time. Hum. The middle of the head, where we are going to focus on, is in between the diagonal, between the middle of the eyebrows and the medulla oblongata. So it is a descending diagonal. So the midpoint over there is literally behind. If you bring your fingers to the edge of your eyes and slide it till the place where it hits the ear, where the two fingers are pointing, that is where you have the middle of the head. Literally behind the middle of the bridge of the nose. That's where you want to focus with it. And there we do the sound chum. How does the chum sound? Like KSH, ch. So chum. So again, loose fist, thumbs up. Chum. 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 Release the hand, continue. Chum. 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 Last time. Chum. Bring the awareness to the top of the middle of the head. And here we do O. Once again, thumbs up, loose fist. Again, loose fist. Does not close the fist. It's slightly open. When we start, I go like this. When I close, I don't close it fully. Okay? So keep it that way with the palm facing inward towards that point. And here we do the sound O. Release the hand, continue the O. Last time. Now, observe how light you feel within. Continue to keep your eyes closed. Bring the palms together in front of your chest and gently rub the palms. Now, separate the palms an inch apart and slightly move the palm very slowly And see whether you feel any sensation within the palms, in between the palms, like static energy or something. If you feel that, that is good. If you don't feel that, don't worry too much about it. Now, open out the palms, the sides of the little finger touching each other and the sides of the palms touching each other. So both the palms together is like a bowl that is there in front of you, in front of your chest. The moment you open the palm, you will feel less sensation in your palm or no sensation in your palm. Now we will call upon one by one the three spirits that take our awareness into the higher zone. So now we are going to call upon the spirit that takes your awareness beyond the physical body. And that spirit we call as Gayatri. Ask Gayatri, the spirit that takes your awareness beyond the body, to come into your palms. If you are sensitive, you will feel a slight vibration in your palms. Take that vibration, the palms inward into your chest. And if you are very, very sensitive, you will feel a slight change in the whole vibration of your body-mind spirit, a body-mind complex. Now open the palms again in front of your chest as before. And now we call upon the spirit that takes your awareness beyond the light of the sun into the spiritual world. So that spirit we call as Savitri. Ask Savitri, the spirit that takes the awareness beyond the zone of light into the spiritual world, to come into your palms. Feel a change in the vibration in the palm that is different from the previous one, and take that vibration, Savitri, into you. And feel once again your body-mind complex transformed with another vibration coming in. Open the palms once again and call upon the spirit that takes your awareness into the source of all cosmic wisdom, which is God. That spirit we call as Saraswati, the spirit that takes your awareness into the source of all cosmic wisdom. Feel again the vibration change in your palm, and it yet feels different. And in fact, this should feel very soft. Takes Saraswati into you, taking the palm inward into your chest. And observe your entire body-mind complex has been transformed. And now we are connected actually into the highest source. Being connected into the source of the cosmic intelligence, which is God, we mentally make the affirmation in the context of the three levels of existence, the physical, the spiritual plane, and the source, all connected by the sound Om. By the vibration or by the brilliance and energy of the sun, may I imbibe cosmic wisdom, whereby I can project into the physical world, implication being to fulfill the purpose for which I have come into this body. That should be your affirmation within. If you do it in Sanskrit, you will say Om Bhur Bhuvasva. That is, in the context of the three levels of existence connected by Om, Tat Savitur Varenyam. That is, by the brilliance or energy of the sun, by the brilliance or energy of that sun, Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi, may you imbibe the cosmic wisdom. Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat, from that intelligence may you project into the world. Implication to fulfill the purpose for which you have come into this body. Keep that as the mental affirmation and be in meditation. We have done this meditation for about 10 minutes, and most of you have felt the intensity of it. It's 7 p.m. Eastern Time, so if you want to continue the meditation on your own, feel free to do so. But on Sundays, we do have this, discussion and question answer. And one of the things that I had promised yesterday to people was to explain the nuances related to the chakra vibration. What does it do? How does it work? Why do we do more times in some chakras, less in the others, and it varies day by day, so that. So each of these 7 chakras connotes something that is a little different. The main chakras are the lower 5 chakras. The lowest chakra, the perineum, the Muladhara chakra, that is the area that serves 2 different functions. The physical function is from that chakra, there is the communications that are going into all the earth element and the water elements of the body. So particularly towards the lower parts of the body. And so to the legs, the hips, all those areas, it is giving energy to those areas, that communication. So it is affecting the organs related to the lower parts of the body. But that is something that is not the most important thing. Psychically, it connotes your sense of security. If you feel insecure for any reason, the Muladhara chakra will get blocked. What can be the source of insecurity? It could be health insecurity, that is, you may feel your life is threatened, or it could be financial security, which also means your life is threatened. So, if you feel insecure in any way, that is where this will get blocked. So, anytime if you have been in that situation, just tune out the world, focus on that chakra, and keep repeating the LUM many times, it will clear out. Now, of course, anytime you clear one chakra, you have to complete the whole cycle. The other chakras will need less amount to going upward, but you have to complete the whole cycle. Now, 1 inch above that in the middle of the body, the Swadhisthana chakra, that chakra is the seat of physically, the reproductive organs and the kidneys in the body. That is what that chakra controls physically. But on the other hand, psychically, it is your sense of you, your physical, you as your being, whether you're being fulfilled for your needs. So what would happen is, typically, people who are like, busy mothers with children who are taking care of a family, they are worrying about everybody else and taking care of everyone in the family, but they don't have time for themselves. For them, that chakra will get blocked. Now, the thing is basically same way, in the sense what happens is, if there are, you want something to be fulfilled, for procreation you need to fulfill or whatever, and that is not happening because your partner is not cooperative or whatever, that will get blocked too. So this is the nature of the Swadhisthana chakra. So anytime that is blocked, do enough vibration there, mentally let go of the whole world and let it be its own self. As you do the chakra vibration, you will begin to realize that you need to take care of your own needs, and you will be while you're aware of the needs of other people, you basically say, time out, I have to take time for myself, and that will fix itself. You'll become aware of that. The Manipur chakra that is behind the navel, this is the seat of our fire and vitality. Now, physically, it takes care of our entire digestive system. But also what it is this is also the seat of your vitality. Now, what will happen is that chakra will get blocked when your energy gets dissipated, because your mind is going into so many different directions, all the different things that you have to accomplish, the jobs that are all waiting for you. So here you have to mentally let go. And to prevent dissipation of the energy over there, and any time the energy dissipates from there, it is the fire element, it will dry up the body. So what happens is, in winter particularly, when people are getting cracked lips and things like that, if you put oil over there in the navel area, at least twice a day, morning when you wake up and before you go to sleep at night, you will find you can avoid your extremities becoming dry. So now the Anahata chakra, that is in between the chest, in between the breast and the middle of the body, this physically, it controls the chest area, the heart, lungs, those areas. And this is psychically, this is the seat of our emotions, how we feel about others. If you feel upset by somebody, angry with somebody, that chakra will get blocked. You mentally let go and do a few yum over there, it will clear out. The throat over here is the seat of your, physically it is the connection of the ENT region. So the ear, nose, throat, all these regions. And this is also psychically the area of inquiry and the gateway to the zone beyond the physical body. So when you have questions like, why is this happening? What is the meaning of this thing? So all of that here, it is also the seat of speech. Now, just so that we can understand at the level of the elements, the Muladhara is the earth element, the Swadhisthana, the water element, the Manipura, the fire element, the Anahata, the air element, and the throat is the space element. So this is where we go beyond, project beyond the physical body into our inquiry. You mentally ask yourself mental questions, or what is the meaning of existence? Why am I here? Why is this happening to me? All of that coming from here, the question. And also, as I said, speech. And the middle of the head, the Ajna Chakra, it is the controller of the 5 lower chakras. And so when you're vibrating over here, if you're very sensitive, different people will sense it differently. They will feel it is not moving upward initially, and only after a while it moves upward, the vibration. And if you look very carefully, you will find when you vibrate Sham over there, it goes downward, checks all the 5 chakras below, and then takes a U-turn and then goes out of the top of the head. And it does that only when all the chakras are clear below. So that's why we need to do less chum when the chakras below are clear. And sometimes when people don't do properly or clear properly, or people come late when we join our session, then in which case they need to do more clearing, we'll do more chum and then it'll come. And then the top of the head is the connection into the cosmic intelligence. In fact, when we do Om, you should mentally think of it connecting into the source of everything. When we begin our session, we typically tend to do 3 Oms. In the 3 Oms, the first Om you visualize going beyond the body, second Om going beyond the zone of light into the spiritual, the third Om into the source of everything. So the Om is the one that is supposed to connect into the source beyond the 3 worlds. So this is, and that once that connection is established, your intuitive senses and whatever questions you have in your mind, you will innately sense your answers over a period of time. It may not happen immediately. As you do the practice, after maybe a month or so, suddenly everything you will know the answers within yourself. So that is how the chakra vibrations work, and you had asked the question, so I thought I'll give you the explanation. So any questions, any discussion from here, feel free to unmute yourself and speak up.
When you see the
Dr.
chakra,
Rajan, we have to
Dr.
let the
Rajan?
spirits go.
Dr. Rajan, when you see the chakra, do you see it's like a star, shining star?
No, you don't see it. See, what happens is, if you see anything, that means there are still impurities in the chakras. If you feel just emptiness, it means the chakra is clear.
So it should be
You
empty.
simply focus in that zone. You don't need to look to see anything in there.
Okay, thank you.
Dr. Rajan, we
Yes,
have to let the 3 spirits go.
we have to let
3
go.
spirits.
Oh yes, the 3 spirits that you invoke, that is a very important point when you are meditating. In the end, with your hands together, you thank the 3 spirits and you mentally let them all go so that you can come back to your original sense. So all this while when we are talking, we are connected into the spirits, so thank them and let them go. Okay, now we can continue with the question answers. Yes, go ahead. Or any discussion items. Okay, so if there are no questions,
Rajan, I have a question.
go ahead. Go ahead.
So all the chakras, when we see the picture, they all have colors. So is it supposed to be when we concentrate on those chakras, we should be bringing that color?
No, that is why I'm saying
Mm,
people who see colors, their chakras have not purified.
okay. Good. Okay. So why the colors they show on the chakras?
You see, what happens is the colors of the chakras come from the Tantra system.
Ah,
Okay. Now, what happens is the Tantra system does not have a sense of, we understand from the yoga concept, the Purusha concept is that of the source, God, and Prakriti concept is the spiritual world and the physical world are Prakriti.
Mhm.
So the spiritual world is the higher Prakriti. The controller of the higher Prakriti is considered the Divine Mother who gives rise to all of creation. So in the Tantra system, they worship the Divine Mother. And so they are only looking within the creation. Okay? So within the creation, it is the interplay of all the cosmic programs that are running through. And so they see the colors. Now, in the Tantra system, particularly that of Bengal and Kerala, they are only focused on the Divine Mother. And the idea is when the time is right, you will connect beyond. But they do not focus actively on the source of everything that is beyond the all of creation. So, whereas in the Kashmir Shaivism Tantra is a little different. It's a more holistic system where you work through the Tantra system only to go towards a higher zone and to clear out all the unwanted things that are the programs that are blocking you. So in the Tantra system of the particularly Bengal and Kerala, they have created these chakras with the colors and all of these things and the petals. And of course, you work through them. But if you're bogged into them and if you're able to get into them, which means the chakras have not cleared.
Dr. Krishna, we had to do this chakra vibration before we do meditation in the morning.
See, let's explain why do we do the chakra vibration. You see, what happens is when we are functioning normally, when we are at peace within ourselves, with your eyes closed, there are no thoughts, you feel light, when there is harmony within yourself. When that is the case, we say our samana vayu is in balance, which means the Sushumna Nadi along the middle of the body, the central channel where you do all these chakra vibration, they are all in complete harmony and peace. And from each of the chakras, there are the connection going into each part of the physical body. And to give vitality to all the chakras and for it to function, there is the vitality is coming along the brain and spine and of course connected cosmically into the spiritual plane. So on the spiritual plane, we are connected to the top of the head along the spine, projecting into the chakras and into the physical body. And when the chakras are in complete balance, what it has done is it has integrated your physical being with your spiritual being to be in complete balance. Okay? So when you're in that complete balance, we say your samana vayu is in balance along the Sushumna Nadi. Whereas on the other hand, when they are not in balance, what would happen? Your spiritual existence and your physical being are not in concordance. Now, typically what happens is when you're engaged with physical world, all the world and things like that, then your hand is moving, your leg is moving, your mind is moving and all of those things. You close your eyes, it's not in balance. You have to balance yourself by doing some practice, right? So chakra vibration is the most effective practice to balance the samana vayu. Whereas on the other hand, in most yoga schools, particularly coming from the Hatha Yoga system, they will do the alternate nostril breathing to balance the samana vayu. Now, if you do the alternate nostril breathing, it's a good way to balance the samana vayu, but it is not as powerful as the chakra vibration. Okay, so what does the alternate nostril breathing do? It balances the two hemispheres of the brain. The left hemisphere of the brain, controlling the right side of the body, is engaging with the physical world. The right hemisphere of the brain, controlling the left side of the body, is trying to anchor with your spiritual plane of your program that you're in there. So when you're trying to balance the two together with alternate nostril breathing, it would bring the balance, but it is not as strong. You have to do the alternate nostril breathing for at least 15 minutes. And even then, once the Samana Vayu is in balance, the intensity of the balance is not the same as chakra vibration.
I
Right?
have a question. I have
Yes.
a question.
Yes.
How do you feel whether the chakra is cleared?
How do you feel? You tell me.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
Because
See, what happens is,
I don't feel anything.
no, the thing is, you see, once we complete all the chakra vibration, do you feel different from the time when you were before, when you keep your eyes closed and observe? Do you sense a sense of lightness within you?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. So your sensory perceptions are not active enough, and actually the reason for that is your energy and vitality. Actually, do you put oil in your navel 2-3 times a day?
One time.
Yeah, put oil more often over there. Your sensory abilities will increase over a period of time. Your vitality needs to be stronger. Then you will sense it better.
Okay.
What kind of oil, Dr. Rajan?
Actually, what happens is almost any oil will work. And the thing is, you see, whatever is conveniently available for you, olive oil or sesame oil or coconut oil, whatever you feel comfortable that's available for you, you can use. They will typically say in Ayurveda that if your Prakriti is Vata, then in which case you use sesame oil. Whereas on the other hand, if you're more prone towards Pitta, then you use coconut oil. And if you're more prone towards Kapha, you use mustard oil. So this is what they will say. But from my experience, don't worry about going into that details. Whatever oil you have, work with it. It will be fine.
Dr. Rajan, can you tell me how to order the book from Amazon?
Oh, okay. So let me give you the link over here, right here. I can. Let me share the screen here for you.
Life in Yoga?
No, go to Amazon. Actually, if you go to Amazon and just type in our book name, Yoga Concepts for Global Application.
Yoga Concepts.
Click over there. You will see it right over there. Okay?
Yoga Concepts for Global Application?
Yeah, Yoga Concepts. Actually, let me make it a little easier for you. You can go to cyai.org, which is the Council for Yoga Accreditation. And there, if you click on this, it'll take you straight over there.
Yoga
Can you
Concepts.
put it in the chat?
Okay, I'll put it in the chat for you. So,
Yoga Concepts for Global Application. Okay.
yes. Why does it say paperback is $42? That makes no sense. Oh, that is the paperback, color paperback.
That's a yellow one?
There should be a black and white paperback. And I don't see it over here. Let me click on this. No, there is no black and white over here. Let me go back to.
Is it hardcover? That's $66?
Yes, that is
Yeah.
hardcover.
Very next to that, it shows.
There should be a $19 thing over there.
Oh,
It-
okay.
It's only $19.95. There should be a paperback, black and white. Let me go to Amazon.
1995.
I would think people
Here it
want
is.
the
There it
color.
is.
Here it is. You have to just simply scroll down.
Oh, there's
You
more.
can see the black and white here is 1950.
Where is that?
You have to scroll down.
Oh, yeah, 1950. Correct.
Yes.
All right.
So this is the black and white version. Inside is black and white. Outside is, of course, color. But if you want to get the color version, paperback is $42, and the hardbound copy is 66 or something that they have over there.
But the contents are same, right?
Contents are exactly the same.
Okay, great.
So here it is. So all you needed to do was scroll down. So you got it. And here too, if you scroll down, you will get it. Yeah, it's
Okay,
there.
there. 1995. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay, any other questions?
No.
Okay, so I will stop sharing the screen.
Thank you.
Namaste and see you all tomorrow.
Thank you, Dr. Rajan.
Somebody had the hand up over there. Oh, Renu Thapar came in late and she didn't come into the conversation. So Renuji, if you have any question, please go ahead, speak up. And Peter Perillo also came in late.
Dr. Rajan,
Yes.
thank you so much. Namaskar. I came in late. I had a headache. By the end of the chakra meditation, my headache is gone.
Very nice.
Dr. Rajan, I have one question.
Yes.
To get a good sleep, is there any things we had to practice before you go to sleep?
Actually, Satyapal Kheraji had shared this thing on what are the different sleep-related, aids that are available. Okay, there are various techniques that various people have researched on, and they vary from mentally counting backward from 100 to 0, and even before you come to 0, you'll fall asleep. And essentially what you're trying to do is you're preventing the mind from wandering away. And this is what is called the arousal, mental arousal going away. There are many other techniques. People use what they call white noise sound to sleep. And there are other people who will put these slow, light music over there, instrumental music, and they'll just hear the music and fall asleep. So each person has developed their own technique, and there are a lot of varieties of it. Whatever works for you, you can do. If Ujjayi Pranayam is something that works for you, you can try that, but for each person it will be different.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other thoughts, questions? Okay, namaste. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Namaste, Dr. Rajan.
Good night.